going to move right down the list to the man that predicted exactly what we were going to do last year, was spot on, didn't pan out, but our guy Jack Neidermeyer.
Oh man,
shaking his head on entry.
Thanks for the welcome, Pat or Sean.
Sorry,
I appreciate
man.
it, man.
You predicted the bust.
I did.
Predicted the bust. No. I hadn't even heard of that guy last year. You're like, yeah, Jamin Davis, he's going to do it.
I was like, okay. Sports talk radio, man. They're hyping the guy up. They say he's pro ready, a little bit raw, but turned out to be a lot more raw than I thought. That's for sure.
Yes.
Too raw. Yep.
Well, let's go, Jack. Let's try to go 2 for 2, man.
Okay.
You're the GM. You're at 11. You're not trading back. You're sticking right here. Who do you go for?
So I've been looking at the draft order lately, and I love the Kyle Hamilton pick. I just don't think he's going to be there. I think there's going to be a lot of hype going on here, like like you guys were talking about, like a little bit slow in his 40 time. Watching the tape, looks a lot faster than he does at his straight line speed, which is doesn't really say a lot about a player in my mind. But you got the Jets with 2 picks, you got the Giants with 2 picks ahead of you. Like I don't see him getting passed out of one of those teams, but we'll see what happens. But honestly, a guy that I've been paying attention to lately that's really catching my eye is Trent McDuffie out of Washington. He can play outside, he can play nickel. They're even comparing him to the honey badger in a way with the instinctive type of play. So you could potentially move him to safety. He's a sophomore. He's young. Knocked out his interviews during the combine. There's a lot of good stuff. I think he's going to be rising up. Right now they have him slotted as the number 2 or number 3 corner, behind Stingley and what's his name? The guy
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. So I'm liking it. I'm liking that at 11. Like Abdul, I'm hoping they trade back. I really hope they do. I was looking at a mock draft today. They had him trading back twice. Imagine that.
Whoa. Was this mock draft done by Abdul Lowe?
Right?
Yes, it was.
Because if you could see his mock drafts, not only does he trade back 2 spots and gets one team's entire draft, then he trades back 2 more spots and gets the other team's entire draft. And he goes into this season and next season with 15 picks each.
Let's go.
He fleeces the league on the draft.
That's
the draft network's mock drafts.
You're doing Madden style.
Yeah,
you got to move some outside linebackers to defensive ends to up their overall ranking. And
there you go.
Yeah,
draft capital that way.
Right.
Get better first
That's the secret.
Now you said Trent McDuffie. Sean, did you not mention these guys from Washington last week?
Mm-hmm. Those corners.
I was not as familiar, but I thought that was one of the names you said.
Trent McDuffie and Gordon.
Yeah. Yep, Gordon. Yeah, Gordon as well. Yeah, they got the nice combo there. So I could see that happening. They do have a need at wide receiver, but I just. Oh man, Jameson Williams, I don't think he's going to play most of next year. His recovery time with him, getting that injury in the national championship game, he's going to be sidelined for 3/4 of the season.
Right.
So I don't think you can't use a first round pick on that. You got to get if you're going to go wide receiver with the 11th pick, you got to get a weapon for Wentz that's going to be able to contribute this year. You can't just stockpile a pick for next year. So, I could see them going like Drake London, who I also think that is not going to be there. Garrett Williams, perhaps, but I think I've talked to Will about this. He's kind of a clone of Terry McLaurin anyway. You're kind of going with a very similar skill set there. But they might be in better grounds than we think on the wide receiver grounds for next year with Curtis Samuel hopefully coming back fully healthy. Brown hopefully be able to actually contribute now that you got a guy that can actually get it downfield to him.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know if you necessarily need to, put another pick in at wide receiver. I've been looking at the depth chart for Washington and I'm just scared that they're going to get, someone's going to get hurt on the, one of the stars are going to get hurt on the offensive line, linebacker, corner. You got no one to back them up. And so that's my main concern. I've been looking at a couple different linemen, who will most likely go in the first round, a guy like Tyler Linderbaum,
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, he looks promising. Like it seems a potential he can drop out of the top 10. But luckily we're pretty much set at defensive end, which is nice. Like I think those guys, will probably eat up some picks in the top 10. So hopefully one of these guys will fall to us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But Stingley,
So.
Sauce Gardner, any of those guys, I'd snatch them up at 11.
So you would go corner before wide receivers. What you're saying?
I would. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
would.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you brought up a good point right there about our wide receivers, and that's the one thing I wonder. Like, we as fans look at the roster and say we need to do better at wide receiver. What we don't know is what's happening inside that building and what they saw last year. And it's like there is a chance that they could be saying, with the return of Curtis Samuel, with a quarterback who can get Diami the ball, they have enough weapons at wide receiver that it's not a first round need the way we think it is. So I kind of, that's, like Sean, you asked, like, what am I thinking with this draft? It's like, this is where I'm like, I'm so mind blown right now as to what we're going to do. I just have no idea. Cause I think like wide receiver would be the best value here because of the chance to have him for a 5th-year contract, seeing what we're getting right now with Terry, with Debo, with AJ Brown, guys who only had 4-year contracts and now want to get paid. Like there's a value in that 5th-round pick, or that 5th-year option.
Yep.
But that's what we see. We don't know. They may be looking at just saying like, nope, we need a different position. So I don't know.
I'm with you. And I saw the news that Debo might be available. So right when I saw that note from ESPN, I'm just like, trade all your picks for Debo. Get Debo on here.
Get them all.
Yeah, pay the man. Pay the man his money. Get him over here.
Give him what he wants.
Okay, this whole guest show thing may need to be short-lived.
You want this? He's from South Carolina. Like
the fan came out of me. Well, the fan took over my head. I'm just
we
like,
got
Debo.
Ab saying he's going to trade Terry McLaurin. We got Jack saying we're going to give up the farm for Debo.
Every play.
Let's go.
I don't know about these guest shows anymore. What are we doing
Debo's
here?
hands every play.
That make me crazy.
We're all crazy. Like, what is
this? Is why I'm only on the show, like, once every couple months.
But you know what, though? To that point about the wide receivers, we also have to remember, we talk about we have a quarterback to get the ball to a Diami Brown or to get the ball and having a Curtis Samuels back. Let's remember, we also got McKissick, who decided to stay with us. What up, Janae?
Good point.
And he is a big part of the passing game, as well as a healthy Logan Thomas. And then you have also Bates, who has proved he's very sore-handed. I think to y'all's point that we maybe look at it like we didn't have X, Y, and Z, and we need to improve here. But at the same time, it's like we do have pass catchers that are pretty solid for our team. And now our hope is that we have a quarterback. Now there is another quarterback that is available deeper in the draft from Tar Heel U, but we're going to get into that in a little bit.
By the way, I heard he's got double jointed thumbs, and that's messing with his draft stock. So
Hey, look, that's fine. Let him slip. That's fine.
You got to pass on that guy. He's going to fumble the ball every snap.
Come on, man. So you alluded to before that what you wanted to do was trade back. Obviously, we're not going to do the ultimate Madden trade where you traded everything back for all the different players. But what exactly does the ideal draft look like for you outside of the trade back? Like, what are you thinking?
You gotta put some depth in. Like, you gotta put some guys behind,
Today,
right, we're here. We're not going anywhere. You hear that?
I know. I'm pulling all the old stuff out of the closet.
Right.
Melissa doesn't like me wearing it, though. I hope she knows.
But,
don't tell him. I can't talk about this outside of here. But
that's why you got the cover
I know.
right
She
there.
comes down here. Just cover up a little bit.
We'll cut this part out of the show. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, don't send her the copy of the podcast. But yeah. So it's just they got needs at linebacker. They got needs at line. Like you get rid of Sheriff. I forget the name of the guy that they brought in from the Commander South. Like, what's the name of the guard that they brought in? Norwell. Yeah, I don't know much about him. But they're trying to hype it up like he's basically the same state as Sheriff, and I doubt it. Like, if there's no interest to him in the offseason, I don't know why they're kind of trying to make me feel better about it. But you got to go with the positional needs. Like, again, linebacker, defensive tackle is another one you need, like beyond them letting Settle go this year. And gosh, who's the other guy they let go?
Ioannidis.
Yeah, Ioannidis. Thank you. So yeah, you got a lot of needs, and I really feel like they handicap themselves by giving all those mid-round picks for Wentz. Another thing that kills me is dropping back in the second round, just swapping your second round picks. I've got a couple guys I'm gonna keep my eye on. Like you got, if they can trade back, you can still get that wide receiver help later on, later in the first round, like maybe a guy like Traylon Burks, who's been a lot of people have been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Or another guy that's I've been kind of hearing about is out of Cincy, Darian Beavers, yeah, like a guy that can play inside, outside linebacker. He used to play safety, defensive end. Another guy that he could really plug and play at a couple different positions if someone gets hurt. You got oh God, what's his name? Fedarian Mathis out of Alabama. Another Alabama defensive tackle you could pencil, pick up in maybe the third or fourth round. I know they don't have a third round pick, but if you can get an additional third rounder or something like that, you can get something like that. And you got a guy out of Columbia, South Carolina, named Channing Tyndall, inside linebacker out of Georgia. So looked actually pretty good on that Georgia defense. I know they have a lot of studs on that defense last year, but there's a lot of depth you can get later on. But it kills me they don't have some of those picks. So, but ideally, I think you got to go. You got to go with your basic needs. Otherwise, you're just a couple guys getting hurt away from losing those close games. So, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't think you need to draft a quarterback this year. Yeah, I just don't see it. But and if they do bottom out, then we're going Bryce Young next year. And
Here we go.
Yeah, you keep bringing that up. That seems to be your hope. We got our franchise quarterback for under $30 million for the next 3 years, guys. What are you talking about?
I don't think so, man. I don't know. I keep on hearing about he's a terrible locker room guy, not a natural leader.
You don't need to be a leader if you win. He's just going to throw bombs. 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns game. He doesn't need a lead.
Just chuck it up there
with those deep balls. Terry can do the leadership. I just need you to throw touchdowns.
Okay.
I just need him to show up on game day, give me a cool 250 and 2 TDs, and he can go right back into not saying anything. All right, I'm good.
It's good.
Right. Okay.
Let Terry be the leader. Carson just needs to throw touchdowns.
All right. Well, Terry's also not going to be practicing for a while here. So I don't know if that's the guy you really want to be setting the example for the team. But I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it's becoming more of a players' league, and guys aren't playing, and they're asking for a trade immediately if they're not getting if they're not getting what they want. So I don't know. I guess it's becoming the NBA. So I don't know.
A little bit.
Yeah. Great point.
So you kind of already mentioned it.
Yeah.
But what would be? I'm gonna try and Sean. Can you put up that banner? The next question. I'm trying. I can't do it with my mouse. Yeah. So, is there anyone else that you haven't mentioned that outside of the first round you want us to go after? Like you're sitting there going, if in the second round you want us to get this, or if we make a trade back to the third round, you're hoping we go and get this guy. Who would it be?
So right now I'm looking at I think I kind of spoiled my picks here. Like I got a guy George Pickens out of Georgia, a decent receiver, good speed, good size. Tore his ACL last year, so he didn't really play much. I think he probably would have been a late first round pick, early second round pick if if he didn't get hurt. Not a ton of targets. I think he only has about 150 over his whole collegiate career, but they're saying with those intangibles, like he can, his best football's ahead of him. And then, Darian, I really like Darian Beavers, man. Like that versatility. He's got good size. 4.0 at Cincinnati seems like he's a good study, which is great. Good work ethic.
All ACC selection in 2021.
There you go. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Got some good tape on him. Looks like he can move around pretty well for a guy that's, close to 240, 250. I'd love to get a guy like that. Another thing that really concerns me a bit, but I don't know if you could really get this in the draft, is tight end. Yeah, like I know it's kind of a weak tight end class, but I was actually listening recently, and they're saying that like having a pass catching tight end out of the draft it's a pretty rare occurrence. 'Cause I understand it's like one of the harder positions to play in football. You got to block, especially for a receiving tight end. You got into the offense, like it's pretty tough. So I'm also thinking like right now Logan Thomas isn't scheduled to be back till week 4. So they're saying, of course, he wants to be back in week 1. Right now, they're saying he's just doing like light jogging. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be ready or not. I also know that when they repaired his injury, they actually went in and basically reconstructed his knee. Like he had a meniscus injury from his Buffalo days from a couple years back. So I don't know what that means. But
so who would you get at tight end then? Who are you looking at?
I'd actually look at getting a free agent. Like I'd pick up a veteran. So I guess it's kind of, is outside of the question you guys are asking me, but there's still some decent tight end not prospects, but, tight end, free agents out there. You guys like, I doubt Gronk would come here, but like, you got like, Kyle Rudolph, like what Jesse James, like, you got some middle tier guys that, could definitely be serviceable, but.
So you don't trust any of the guys coming out of college?
I don't know
like
anything about any of them.
or Kohler or
I don't know anything about these guys. I know they're not worth a first-round pick. That's for sure.
No.
But, no.
Listen, if you want yourself a pass-catching tight end, the guy you need to go after,
same as
and I don't know his name. I can't pronounce his name. Chigoziem Okonkwo.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the University of Maryland.
Oh my goodness.
Come on. That's who you
need. We're not going to be the Washington Marylanders. All right.
If you want a pass catching tight end, if you want the next Jordan Reed, this is who you need to go for.
Okay. Got it. I'll look for his name on draft day. I'll look for it and I'll wait for them. Yeah, just
pay attention. And don't worry about draft day because he's going to be underwhelming on draft day.
Okay.
In season. That's when you'll thank me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there's a lot of free agent tight ends this year to at least get one and then hold you over. Yeah.
Yep. That's where I'm at. Yeah. You can grab somebody off the heap for now and just, have them at least for like another 4 or 5 weeks. Logan Thomas is back.
Okay. Let's go. I don't need to know his name.
I hate great things.
Homer Will. Love it.
Yeah.
That's why I love coming on here and trying to bring you guys back down to earth a little bit.
Mr. Whatchamacallit.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Yeah. But, off-season wise, like, I've got a bad feeling. Like, if Wentz comes in here and, sets the world on fire, that's great. I just don't know after what we saw last year. Like it could, Wentz could come out there and light it on fire, and like I would be pleasantly surprised. I know with the season that he had last year, like he looked good, but I also think he was on a better team. So I don't know, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'd love to see a guy like Drake London, like land here, like very similar to Michael Pittman. I could see that he's basically his number 1 target in Indianapolis last year. So I could see that being a nice connection.
Good point.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I'm still thinking, middle of the round, first round pick next year. I just don't see him making to the playoffs next year. I just can't see them beating out Dallas. But
right.
We'll see what happens, man.
Right.
And
no, don't say that. We got a commenter that's gonna pick up on you saying we can't beat Dallas. It's coming.
Let's move on to that. Let's move past that. We will beat them.
Okay.
There it is.
If Dak gets hurt again, yeah, we could do it.
Oh my goodness.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? It's almost a draft. It's almost a new season. I'm sick and tired of y'all. Come on.
Look, I'm just trying to bring a drop to realism to this cast, man. I see you guys just floating around, and then as the weeks progress, it slowly but surely you guys finally realize what this team really is. And I'm just trying to bring it to you a little bit earlier this year. So
makes us feel better, Jack. We like to be positive vibes here.
It's good to be in touch with reality, guys, because you're setting yourself up for a big disappointment every single time. I talk to you like every week, Will. It's like, yeah, it's just here. Week 6, week 7, week 8, slowly but surely, reality sets in, and we can actually have decent conversations about the realistic expectation of this team.
That's right.
So no Super Bowl this year.
Maybe not. Maybe not. They might, they might win the NFC or make it to the NFC Championship or something like that, right, Will? But yeah. I don't see him. I just don't see him. Making that next step this year. Maybe not. Maybe next year. But we'll see.
Yes, my guy Jack Neidermeyer again coming on here. Who knows? We'll find out next Thursday if he again predicted what Washington will do in the draft. Hopefully so, but hopefully it didn't turn out like it turned out last year.
If you're going to predict it, make sure that they hit, okay? Just please do that. Don't be the predictor of busts.
Right.
I can't help it, man. Trent McDuffie,
there it is.
I like that.
Trade him back. We're trading with Pittsburgh, the 11th pick. Trade him back, 20th pick.
That's a perfect segue, Jack. You have no idea how you just set up that segue.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My man, Jack Neidermeyer. Appreciate you being on here, my guy.
Pleasure having you.
We'll definitely see you next time, my friend.
Good talking to you, bud.
Later, guys.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a perfect